Yeah, just give us a moment, please.
I was supposed to be co-host, but it's not working.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah.
Boy, I was worried about not showing up.
Sorry about that. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
We online, Wendy?
I'm sorry?
We streaming?
Yes, we are streaming.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Holmdel Township Committee meeting scheduled for January 25th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. This meeting is being conducted on a remote electronic basis using Zoom with live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, and the regulations governing remote meetings, NJAC 5:39-1.5, I hereby announce that adequate notice and electronic notice of this meeting was provided in a notice dated January 18th, 2022, that was sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, posted on the bulletin board and on the main access door to Township Hall, filed in the clerk's office, and posted on the township's website. Please be advised that the agenda for tonight's meeting is also available for download on the township website. Members of the public wishing to provide comment at the designated times may do so over the Zoom platform by clicking the raise hand button or by dialing *9 if accessing this meeting by telephone. Public commenters are asked to provide their name and address prior to comment and shall be limited to 3 minutes. Public comments may not include disruptive conduct such as profanity. Public commenters are reminded that this meeting is being live streamed over the internet, which will be archived in the township's YouTube and Facebook pages, and the recordings of the public meeting are public records subject to the Open Public Records Act. Mayor Bontempo?
Here.
Mr. Santana?
Here.
Mr. Impreviduto? You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Sorry, I'm here.
That's okay. Ms. Weber?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
What about me?
Thank you.
What about who?
Oh, Wendy,
I'm sorry,
Here.
DJ.
I'm here anyway, just so
sorry,
if
I
you
skipped you.
guys care.
Mr. Lucarelli, I apologize.
No problem.
Thank you, Wendy. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then please remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the
To
flag
the
of
flag
the United
of the United
States
States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence to honor our troops, both home and abroad, who work tirelessly to protect us each and every day. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the Holmdel Township Committee meeting, January 25th, 2022. We apologize for the delay. We had a lengthy executive session. There's just a lot of topics to cover, and we jumped off as soon as we could. So cutting into the regular agenda, first action on the agenda is a proclamation. I'd like to read into the record. Whereas radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas, is the second leading cause of lung cancer, whereas prolonged exposure to radon can kill as many as 500 people in New Jersey each year, whereas families who reside in homes with elevated radon levels are at risk of developing serious health problems, whereas any home could have high levels even when neighboring homes do not, whereas radon testing can be done with great ease at a relatively low expense to the homeowner, and the cost of reducing radon concentration being comparable to a regular home repair. Whereas the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and the United States Environmental Protection Agency are collaborating during the month of January to promote the need for radon testing in an effort to protect the lives of our state's residents. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Gregory Bontempo, and the Holmdel Township Committee, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2022 as a Radon Action Month. The Township of Holmdel and call upon residents who have not yet done so to test their homes for radon and reduce radon levels if elevated levels are found to protect their families from Sears Health Radon, signed this 22nd day of January 2022. So for those that follow our Facebook, Instagram page, you saw a Committeeman Lucarelli this week kind of posted with a picture of some of the Radon kits that the township acquired and providing them to residents free of charge. So it's actually very important, because I know in certain areas of radon over the years, there's been elevated levels, and it's you could get a kit for free, send it out, get tested, and then if need be, help remediate your issue. So appreciate that. Putting on the agenda, the next are the approval of minutes, Wendy.
Yes, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes that were forwarded to the Township Committee on January 21st for November 9th, 2021, executive and public sessions, November 23rd, 2021, public session, and December 14th, 2021, executive and public sessions.
So a motion
Move.
of a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Impreviduto,
Abstain.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana.
I have a question here for the counselor. I was not here on the 9th of November, but I did review the video. Does that count so I can vote on it?
If that's a public session, and you're comfortable with it, you could vote on a public session set of minutes if you believe it accurately reflects the meeting.
Yeah, so I'll vote on the public section part for the 9th of November, and I vote yes for the rest.
And so you'd abstain on the executive minutes.
Abstain on the exec. Right.
Okay.
Ms. Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
Okay, all the minutes have been successfully approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. So before we go into the public comments, I just want to read a statement, then I'll go into the public comments, then I'll go into the consent agenda. Tonight, the Township Committee will be voting on a contract for a stormwater management study. This study, which will be paid for by using grant funding, will examine and evaluate the township as a whole. The study will incorporate other existing studies, including the Rucker study, and will solicit feedback from members of our Holmdel community. Recent storms have shown us that Holmdel is not immune from what's being called nuisance flooding whenever there is a heavy rain. Experts tell us that these problems will likely increase in the future. This study will help us to identify the best ways to manage and control our stormwater discharge, which will protect both our residents and their property in years to come, and will ultimately ensure that our water remains clean and safe throughout our Holmdel community. So I'll now open up, Wendy, for any public comments on agenda items on tonight's agenda only. Public comments only on items on tonight's agenda. And you'll also have a portion at the end of the meeting for any public comment as well. This is just for items on agenda for tonight. Anybody in queue, Wendy?
I don't see any hands raised, Mayor.
All right, none being seen, I'll close public portion for that. So on consent items,
Looks like
Counselor,
it
we
looks
have,
like a hand just went up, I believe. Maybe not. Okay, I think we're clear.
so Counselor on consent agenda with 2022 43 to 2022 58.
To 57, I believe.
Second.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
57.
And it
This is-
reflects a revision that was made to 53 this afternoon.
Okay,
That's correct.
so I have a motion for consent agenda 2022 through
Move.
2022 57. Second, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Impreviduto,
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
Yes, with a note.
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
Okay, so resolutions 2022-43 to 2022-57 have been successfully passed.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome.
Next item on the agenda, introduction of ordinances, Wendy.
Yes, introduction of ordinance 2022-01, which is an ordinance establishing section 2-51 titled Municipal Alliance to Prevent Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. The motion is to adopt on first reading and publish in the Asbury Park Press and set the public hearing for February 8th, 2022.
Have a motion?
Move.
Second? You have a second?
I'll second it, but
Okay.
could we discuss it, Mayor, or was Sharon gonna discuss the ordinance a little bit so we have a better understanding of it?
I'm happy to do that. So this ordinance is required. We get a grant every year from the Municipal Alliance. It's comes through the state, through the county to us. We've been doing it for several years now. Part of that grant requirement is that we adopt the Alliance Coalition as an ordinance. So that's exactly what this is doing. And basically, we have a membership group. The people are outlined in the ordinance. I think there's 16 different positions, representatives from the community, such as members of the Chamber of Commerce, somebody from the police department, somebody from the schools, from religious groups, and they meet on a regular basis to discuss strategies to try to prevent, drug and alcohol use, particularly among our young people in town. And we do various programs. So we run this program through our recreation office. And throughout the year, we do a lot of different activities. If you recall, a couple of months ago, I want to say it was October, was Red Ribbon Week, and we all wore red ribbons to promote overdose awareness. There's an overdose, to prevent, I think the Red Ribbon Week is don't use drug awareness. And then earlier in the year in August, we have a overdose awareness. We post signs outside of town hall. We frequently will put information out to the public, whether it be via our newsletter, via our social media, just reminding people to be vigilant. We put on programs and activities. So this coalition of individuals help us come up with those activities and those events.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate
receive
that.
about, I want to say it was recently cut. It was cut throughout the state. It had nothing to do with us, but we receive about $17,000 a year toward doing these activities.
It's a great cause.
It really is. And everybody volunteers their time, everyone on the committee. So I'd like to thank all of them for their time and dedication.
Thank you.
Wendy, do you need anything else, or are you good for this?
I'm not sure if we had a second.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So roll call, Mayor?
Roll call?
Mr. Improvisato?
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
Okay, so 2022-01 will be published in the Asbury Park Press for the February 8th, 2022 hearing. Next for introduction is ordinance 2022-2. Ordinance implementing voter approved increase to Holmdel open space, recreation, floodplain protection, farmland, and historic preservation trust fund. Motion to adopt on first reading and publish in the Asbury Park Press and set the public hearing for February 8th, 2022.
Have a
Move.
motion? There a second? Second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Improvisato?
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2022-02 will be posted in the Asbury Park Press for the public hearing for February 8th, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Next, we'll go to departments. CFO, Bill, do you have any updates this evening?
Just reminding everybody that taxes are due February 1st. You have until the 10th. Also, the pilots are due the same time, and this time you can do the pilots online. That was not in effect until, I believe, the second half of last year. A lot of people that pay the pilots are not aware of that. And also today, we did finish up the budget meetings with the administrator and department heads, and now we have to put the whole package together.
Perfect. Thank you, Bill. Any questions for the CFO? Good, thank you, Bill. Administrator Sharon, any updates?
Jumping off of what Bill just mentioned with the budget, we are diligently working on the budget. To that end, I have reached out to each of you individually, and it looks like Thursday, February 10th in the morning works for everyone to have our annual workshop meeting to go over our priorities for 2022. And so we will be advertising that special meeting and having that workshop on the 10th. Also to note with the Radon, Radon Awareness Month that we just mentioned earlier today, we do still have some Radon kits available. So they're available in the administration office, which is on the second floor of Town Hall. We do have a few left, and they're open to the public, any member of Holmdel that would like to do that. So feel free to come and pick that up. And then I just want to mention for the public that I have submitted my letter of resignation. It's been a pleasure serving Holmdel, and I'm looking forward to working with the township and the members for the next upcoming month. But I just wanted to make that public now.
Thank
And
you,
that's
Sharon.
all I have tonight.
Anything for the administrator from the TC? Thank you, Sharon. I'll roll right to engineering. Ben, any updates from you, sir?
No updates today, Mayor, but happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for the engineer? Good, guys. Thank you. Let's roll right to attorney Mike. Any updates from you?
No update, Mayor, but happy to answer any questions you or the TC may have.
Is anything for counselor? No? Okay, cool. Let's roll to boards and committees. Committee Lucarelli, can I start with you?
Sure, thank you, Mayor. So two things I'd like to discuss tonight. One, as the liaison for the Public Works, they reached out to me and wanted me to make a quick little statement here. So the National Weather Service is predicting with increased confidence that a potentially significant winter storm could be in effect on the East Coast this Friday and Saturday. Heavy snows, strong winds, and coastal flooding is possible. Whether or not the storm will impact Monmouth County region will depend on the ultimate track of the storm, which we won't know for certain until later this week. In anticipation of the storm and any future winter storms, the Department of Public Works has a few recommendations for the residents of Holmdel. During an active storm, we would like you to stay off the roads whenever possible, and this will allow the Public Works to clear off the roads. When shoveling snow to the end of the driveway, please place the snow at the end of the street to the right of your driveway, so that when the plow comes by, it doesn't push the snow back into your driveway. I know that's very frustrating on a lot of people, but that's really all. And you know, we've missed a few big storms this year, and they are anticipating some real nasty weather for this weekend. So just want everyone to be safe.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good
We have
information.
enough salt.
Absolutely. Committeeman Pravaduto, any updates from you?
We're full with
Yeah.
salt right now.
I do actually have some late breaking information came in on the community development forum. So last year, the Department of Community Development implemented an online tool called SDL, which enables residents to handle many permit applications, registrations, and requests for inspection virtually without needing to visit Town Hall. Residents can learn more about the SDL system and create an account by visiting the community development homepage at holmdeltownship.com/community development. So it allows you basically to skip the trip to Town Hall. The department recently completed its review of files dating back 25 years, consisting of nearly 10,000 applications. All files have now been properly filed, cataloged, and archived. This has freed up 350 square feet of office space, which can now be utilized as workspace. They've eliminated duplication of files and paperwork, allowing the township to save money of archiving and storage space. This process has made it easier for staff to search the physical files on open applications and has also made it more efficient to file new applications. Over 30 large boxes of old files were reviewed and sent off for permanent archiving. Further to that, Community Development has recently completed its goal of creating new checklists, forms, and information sheets to assist residents and applicants as they request permits and inspections. These new guide documents help applicants navigate the processes overseen by Community Development. So a lot of work done to streamline things for the residents.
Good. So thank you for the update. Committeewoman Weber, any updates from you?
Yes. The Recreation Committee held their first meeting of the year last night. I'm pleased to report that our D14 cheer team took a national championship down in Florida, and I'm sure we'll be doing more to recognize them. That was exciting news. HYA is in full swing, over 700 kids in rec basketball. Spring sport signups underway, you name it. We have a sport for you: baseball, softball, lacrosse, volleyball, and then some. The Board of Ed officially shared with the committee that they have concept drawings for the turf fields, and their next steps are to be working with the engineers and environmental approvals, and they will keep us posted. The Holmdel Theater is back in the swing of things with a full schedule and many Broadway performers and shows in the works. Recreation Department has winter programs in full swing. Half Century Club had their first meeting. Senior workout is going strong, as is karate. And there's more classes and activities coming up. And then we reviewed the report on the swim club recommendations from Remington Barrack Engineers. And the committee is looking forward to kind of getting more feedback from that from the township committee. Sharon, is it possible to post that report online for anyone in the community at this point?
I'll double check with legal counsel, but I think that it shouldn't be a problem. We'll just go through it, make sure there's nothing that's confidential.
Okay, thank you. And that's it with recreation.
So thank you. Deputy Mayor, any updates from you?
Okay.
You're muted.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. I do have a few updates, but before I start, I just want to make a small comment about the radon testing. I didn't know this until recently, that the EPA recommends that you test for radon every 2 years. I may have lost a few years of my life for not testing every 2 years, but I recommend that we all test every 2 years, so we are safe and our families are safe as well. A couple of updates. First one, the public safety update. Item number one on that is the Citizens Police Academy. The police department will once again be offering the Citizens Police Academy, which will run from February 16 to April 20th. Applications are currently being accepted, but space is limited to only 20 participants and spots are filling up quickly. This is a 10-week program. Will be held once a week for 2 hours. Attendees will be given an overview of various areas of law enforcement functions, procedures, and responsibilities. Residents can download an application from the website from holmdelpolice.org and learn more about the program. The second update is on the locker room renovation. The department is still in conversation with the architect about the final plan for renovations and necessary upgrades to the police locker rooms. Hopefully we'll have that resolved very soon and have a plan. The third item is the Emergency Services Committee meeting. The Emergency Services Committee is comprised of the Police Department, Fire and Rescue Company number 2, Holmdel First Aid Squad, and the Office of Emergency Management. The committee meets quarterly to discuss strategies, updates, and best practices for emergency services in the township. The committee will have its next meeting this Thursday, and I'll report back to the committee after the meeting. The next update I wanted to give you is a quick update. We had a finance committee meeting last week. Bill and Sharon gave us an overview specifically to one new member on the committee, longtime resident, Eric Silvergold, joined the committee. So it was a good meeting. It was primarily to go over our plan for this year and when the budget presentation will take place. So that's all I have right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just have a couple updates. So as the administrator mentioned, and stealing what I was going to talk about, the Township Committee is distributing free radon test kits. Tonight, as you heard, we proclaimed the month of January as Radon Action Month in the Township of Holmdel. Through a grant we received from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, we're able to purchase a limited number of home radon test kits, distribute them to residents. This is the second year the Township Committee is offering this program. Radon is a naturally occurring gas that can enter homes through openings around pipes, drains, and pumps. It's important to test the presence of radon as it can have serious health effects. There are dozens of kits already been handed out. There is still a small number available. Interested residents can pick up their kit at the Holmdel Administration Office, which is on the second floor of Town Hall during normal business hours. And I encourage you guys, just whoever's interested, please go up there, grab a kit, do your testing and send it out. There's no cost to get this done, and it's worth it. Second is on COVID-19. The Omicron variant of COVID-19 continues to be a challenge for the Monmouth County area. Holmdel Township has set up an informational webpage to help direct residents to local testing sites and vaccination hubs. If you go to holmdeltownship.com/COVID testing, you can get all the information which we update regularly to try to keep information available for residents who are looking for assistance from that. And they could also call my office at any time if there's information that they are that's omitted on there, something else that they're looking for. Additionally, Holmdel Township has a supply of KN95 masks as well as branded Holmdel cloth masks available for our residents. The masks are available in the outer lobby of Town Hall, and they will be out there as long as supplies last. So you don't actually have to enter the whole building. You walk in the vestibule between the exterior door and the interior door of Town Hall. There's a table out there, and masks are provided in a basket for each of them. Bayshore Medical Center is recommending that the emergency room not be your primary destination if you're looking for a COVID test or have mild to moderate symptoms. I could tell you from being on the board for many years and the updates I get from the hospital, the expansion of the hospital, the emergency department, which they opened up this past summer, and more than doubled the capacity from the old emergency department, have been getting an average of over 100 new patients a day. So they are being overwhelmed. And the old emergency department could have never have handled the amount of patients that they are taking in right now. They are doing an amazing job with staff. And that, again, that emergency department could not have come for a better time for our community. And residents in need of a COVID test are encouraged to visit one of our local pharmacies, urgent care centers, or other test sites that are available. You can find them, again, on our website. So early this month, so I guess 2 days after our meeting on the 4th, so it was on January 6th, we had the police swearing in. We had 2 officers retire, Lieutenant Kanata and Sergeant Struble, who are leaving the Holmdel Police Force, and we swore in our newest officers. So early this month, I had the privilege of swearing in Richard Enzarillo, Brendan Cotu, and Dana Martinez. They're welcome to the team, and I know Brendan is already out on the road because he was already a police officer, and I know Dana is already in the academy for us. At the same ceremony, I was able to swear in Patrolman Thomas Struble to the rank of honorary sergeant, so he will retire from the Holmdel Police Department as an honorary sergeant for his many years of outstanding service to the Holmdel Police Force and the Holmdel community overall. And the Township Police Department joined together in sending off Lieutenant Kanata, who is retiring after 27 years in the Holmdel Police Department. He's been here for as long as I've been in town. An amazing officer, and I wish him nothing best luck. I know he's already started his second job after retiring from Holmdel Police and work in heading up security at a large venue in New York City. So I wish him nothing but the best of luck. They both are great officers and sorely missed, but we are certainly welcoming the 3 new officers that we swore in and looking for them all to get through the academy and on the road to support all of our residents. That is all the updates I have for tonight. I can now roll to public comment. So if you have any public comment, if you raise your hand, the clerk will put you into queue. You have up to 3 minutes for any public comment. First up, Barbara, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You hear me?
Yep, you're good.
A couple of things with respect to the Holmdel Drug Alliance.
Amy, don't we have to do name and address and all that?
You do. It's been a while, Kathy. Barbara Singer, 5 Deerfield Road. So with respect to the Holmdel Drug Alliance, as president of the high school PTSO, I wanted to ask if they have an email list where they push out these events and activities you were referring to, because in the last few years, I haven't really gotten any. I have reached out to them and have had speakers come in to the high school, and we get great parent response, of course, at the high school level. But if there is an email list where they push events out to make the parent groups aware, I just wanted to see if our parent groups could be put on that list. That's one thing. Secondly, I wanted to express my appreciation for all these COVID updates, especially on the vaccines and the testing. I know everything's always in flux, and I think our township has done a great job, and the mayor as well, in relaying all these details to the residents on where to go, when to go, you know, what not to do, like flooding our hospital. I think that's important to remind everyone. Finally, Sharon, I am so sad we're losing you. Our loss is someone else's gain. It's been great having you here. I think in the last few years, just your knowledge of what goes on in municipality, how things are run. You have expressed your ability to explain all this to residents has been phenomenal. Including last night, I watched the CELU forum, and just learning about the different options with land preservation from you was really good. We're definitely going to miss you, and just want to say good luck in your next endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. I can, let me see my mute. Okay, I'm not muted. So the way that Drug Alliance, I believe, and Sean, you jump in if I'm off, was supposed to communicate was through the school resource officer. I thought the school resource officer through the principal. I thought the principal was disseminating that information. But if that's not the case, we could certainly look to increase that list to a broader list, right? So the P president groups can also be aware of what we're doing.
Yeah, just to add to that, so we do share a lot of information through our SRO. What I will say about the Alliance is COVID has put a damper on some of the activities that we've been able to do over the past couple of years. Also, at the same time, our coordinator has switched, and now we'll switch again because we had an employee retire recently. So we're kind of reinvigorating the Alliance in general in Holmdel. So we're happy to take suggestions and new ideas, and we will make sure that we coordinate better with the schools to make sure any information is going through to the parent organizations. But yeah, we haven't had many public events recently just because it's been hard to with COVID. But I do hope that we'll be able to pick some of those up in the coming year. And I just want to thank you for your kind words.
Thank you. When anybody else in queue?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep. Just state your name and address for the record.
Ryan Mancini, 26 Hawthorne Ave.
Okay.
Just a few questions. If we can continue using the Zoom platform when you eventually do go back in person, to just have that as an option for people to be able to attend and comment if they can't attend in person. A question about the proposed incentive for the program for the fire and first aid, just a status update on that. And then if there's any update on providing free family pool memberships to the fire and first aid members.
Thank you. Thank you for comments or questions. Sharon, you want to touch on the, I thought we had a membership for emergency responders in Holmdel for a swim club, correct?
So we offer our volunteers, I believe it's $300 a year toward, it's 300, right, Wendy? Toward various services in town. It could be applied to a pool club membership. It can be applied to permits, other services that we offer in town. We do offer that to all of our volunteers. Also, the township committee initiated last year and the voters approved the increase in the LoSAP program, also for our emergency responders. Everything is a budgetary issue. Over the past, I will tell you, since I've been here over the past few years, we have significantly increased our contributions to both the first aid and the fire department, and are making significant capital investments in both of those agencies as well. So we are taking efforts to show just how much we do appreciate all of their hard work and their effort.
And I think also what Deputy Mayor mentioned earlier, that we have regular emergency services committee meetings with all factions of all leadership of all our first responders to make sure that we are on top and addressing any open items and issues that they have. And it's usually run by the chief of police and OM, Eric Hernando, who do an amazing job running these meetings. And I think we're doing a pretty good job. I think we're on top of everything. And I think for most part, we solicit feedback and make sure that there's nothing we're missing. And so far, the incentives that we've provided and the amount of financial contributions we provided to first responders has been well received. And the feedback I've gotten directly, personally, numerous times has been that first responders are very happy with what we've been doing as an entire township committee and taking care of them and making sure that they have the tools necessary and the training that they need to take care of our residents, which is at the end of the day what is most important for myself in this township committee. So thank you for your questions and comments, and thanks for adding that, Sharon. Wendy, anybody else?
Yes, Mayor.
Jay Yanello, 18 Ladwood Drive. Sharon, I just want to echo Barbara's comments. This is a big bummer tonight for me, for I'm sure many people in town. You've been extremely effective, from little things to big things, and we're going to miss you. We'll wish you the best of luck when you do move on. I guess we have you a little while longer. Now, if I can bust some chops to you and the committee, Mayor Bontempo, I think when people are asking questions on Zoom, they should be able to still follow up within their 3-minute window. Often you want to follow up and you can't, the mic is muted. And so I don't know, I know that's difficult because you can't have two people talking at once, but it's maybe something you want to try or consider. In this case, I'll just keep going forward. I just want to follow up on the dog park without Prakash sending his dog to come attack me, because he didn't, again, I love the idea of the dog park. I love the dog park. It's wildly successful, but multiple times since I've been on the last call, I saw some very treacherous situations out there, almost mayhem, as cars are trying to figure out where to go in, where to go out. There were very long screech marks there. There looked like there was a car fire near there or something like that. It may have been likely totally not related. But again, you have people coming from out of town. You have, as they approach, the dogs anticipate going to this wonderful park. I literally have seen the dogs flipping out in the car, distracting people while they don't even know where to go in. People don't know where to go out. And there's been literally micro mayhem out there on that road. So I want to know what we're doing to make that a safe situation before we have a tragedy as people are going to the dog park. The following thing I want to talk about is potholes. I'm on regularly about this every year, and obviously I'm not in the trenches trying to manage this, but what is the process as we manage post-storm pothole repairs on Holmdel Road and Middletown Road? We have some doozies out there right now, and I'm sure none of you, like me, want to jeopardize your suspension on potholes in town if these could be addressed fairly quickly. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
I-
Sean, you want to touch on the, on two of his things, and I'll jump on after you.
Both of them. Again, thank you for your kind words. With regard to the dog park, we, as recently as this week, we're talking, and we had a meeting regarding the dog park and some of these issues that have come up, and we talked about it again today. We do have some ideas we're tossing around, and they will be part of the budget. That some of it costs money, and so that we're wrapping in ideas, including looking at where people are parking, trying to prevent people from illegally parking on the on the road, like on the side of the road when it goes to overflow. There is another location. We're going to put additional signage up that we're going to do immediately. We're also talking about potentially, and nothing is set in stone yet, but these are just some ideas that have been tossed around, hiring some seasonal employees to help us with some monitoring of the dog park and other park activities. So we do have a number of ideas that we're tossing around to try to help better manage the dog park. It is a new park for us, and so these are some of the growing pains. So you'll see a lot of things as part of the potential budget for this year, and we are coming up with some short-term strategies. And as I always say, welcome suggestions if anyone has any ideas. We bounce them around, but other people might come up with things that we don't even think of. Like I said, you'll immediately see some signage going up there. With regard to the potholes, this is the time of year, and probably in the upcoming months, we're going to see even more potholes as the weather changes. Lovely New Jersey weather changing dramatically overnight. Holmdel Road obviously isn't a township road, but we will make sure we'll make a phone call tomorrow to look at what potholes are there. And we do have a pothole number. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but anyone can email roads@holmdeltownship.com if there's a particular pothole that you notice, and we will get out to patch it right away.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Sharon said, the dog park has gotten wildly popular. I mean, I could tell when I did the ribbon cutting back in May, when there were more people than any personal event I've ever had, with people and dogs at this dog park just waiting for the gates to be open and to see the exhibit that our police canine officer put on. It was Murph. It was amazing. I believe we're attracting a lot of people from out of town. They're coming into our park and may not be familiar with the rules and protocol we put in place. So I do think we need better signage out there to control the flow of traffic, both in and out, as well as parking there, as well as the rules and regulations that people should be following at the park. And if we need be, the thought of having some of our seasonal employees station there, patrol there, SLEO use, whatever we need to do to kind of control it is on the table. And I think as well as, maybe doing even some, video surveillance monitoring. So in case we get people there, the police can have an eye on what's going on in case there is an issue that develops out there. They could be proactive in getting involved. So I think everything is on the table right now. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. And I know Deputy Mayor and I had a conversation just this past weekend as well regarding the park. So it's on our radar right now. The second thing on potholes, it always is an issue at this time of the year. We have lots of miles of roads in Holmdel. If you see a pothole, the best thing you could do is report it, as the administrator said. It gives our DPW guys something to look at. They get multiple reports on certain roads. They're going to pay more attention to it. Not that they don't pay attention, but there's so many roads, there's something that they could miss. So the more the public wants to get involved, I think the better it's going to be for the end of the results. So when we put our budget workshop together and start planning for our roads for our capital for 2022, we'll make sure we cover all the roads that are in the most need of repair for this year. So thank you for your comments. Wendy, anybody else in queue?
Yes, Mayor, Karen Strickland.
Karen, just state your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Karen Strickland, 26 Hayward Hills Drive in Holmdel. I came on the call late because I had to work, and I came on the call because I wanted to just tell the Township Committee how wonderful our CLU meeting last night was, because we had Sharon speaking to us, and was so impressed with how knowledgeable she was and articulate she was. And when we got off the call, my husband says, I hope the township doesn't do anything stupid to us to lose her. And then I got on the call here and heard Barbara Singer say that she was leaving and just had to quickly text her and say, what did you just say? So I just want to say, Township Committee, we had a real jewel. So many things in our town were moving along. Harding House, I don't want to have to start all over again. Fortunately, we do have good other people, but boy, Sharon, good luck to you wherever you're going, but we are going to miss you. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for the comment. And Sharon has heard in stereo from me about her leaving and how I didn't want to see her go. I said this was my third administrative search and was by far the best that I've been involved with. And I'm very sad to see her leave, but she has a great opportunity. It's outside of our little government world, and it's, she really needs to do what's best for her and needs to move forward. But we are certainly going to miss her. She's been a great addition to the town since she joined us from day one. Anybody else in queue? Wendy?
No more hands, Mayor.
No more? Then with that being seen, I will close public portion. Good meeting tonight. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for
Good night,
joining.
everybody.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.